What's up, guys? Welcome to the fastest rising wrestling podcast, the Tuck Your Chin podcast. And today we got a huge episode, but first, I'm going to bring in my co-host, my man Julian.
Hello, good to be back. It's been a little bit.
Yeah, man. And today's guest for this episode, our man, Eric James. Man, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me, boys. It's nice to be called something other than a huge guest or a big guest, as I heard that you guys have called it pretty much everyone else that I listen to that's come on here. So that's nice.
Hey, man, you know it. So let's get right into questions.
Even though he's called everybody that we've had on here a special guest, but okay.
I hope I can be as good of a guest as Bryce Donovan.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
For Philip Cardigan.
Oh, dude. The rise of Philip Cardigan is a real thing. I love that guy.
Man, it just involves some Limp Bizkit. That's all it involves.
Limp Bizkit!
So,
all right, you ask the first question, Mike.
Oh, yeah. So when did you decide you wanted to be a pro wrestler?
Deciding I wanted to be a pro wrestler, I was watching pro wrestling probably from the time I was 5 with my grandfather, but I didn't really know that I wanted to do it or had a shot to do it till I was about 15 or 16, and then I linked up with a buddy of mine, and him and I trained with Xavier from ROH. I don't even know if you guys know who that is. So we trained with Xavier from ROH for only about a month. So it must have been about 16, trained for about a month, and then didn't go back to train till about the time I was maybe like 18.
Okay. Julian, you want to get next question, or you want me to keep going?
Yeah, sure. I guess we could just get the question out of the way.
Do it.
Yeah, I think you know what. I feel like you know what question we're talking about.
I'm nervous because this can go so many ways.
Yeah. So I'm curious. Have you ever heard of the Twitch group New Legacy Inc.?
No.
Every guest has not. But they're this very Twitch wrestling channel. They do like wrestling video games and other stuff like that. And
okay.
And their host, John Blood, I'm going to keep talking about John Blood. They had this running joke where because his favorite move is the overdrive.
Oh, okay. You want to know what? I've heard you ask this question.
Yes.
I've never.
And you're going to know the second part to this question, too.
Okay.
Oh, you want me to say the second part now? Yeah. What do you think of the overdrive?
Jesus, the overdrive. That's the famouser looking spinny neck breaker deal kind of thing. I've never done it. I've never used it. I've never had it in my arsenal. It's not really a move I've ever really thought about. So, I mean, my thoughts are it's a general move, I guess. I don't think it should be a finish, maybe. But
Okay.
But it's a move. It's something.
Yeah, man. And Julian, second part of the question. What's the host's favorite faction as well?
Oh yeah, the host's favorite faction is the Fortune 4 from TNA.
Okay, I'm not even sure I remember them.
Yeah, not a lot of people do.
Okay.
It was AJ Styles, Bobby Roode, James Storm, and Kazarian. And man, TNA was something.
Dude, TNA had a lot of cool stuff. They had a lot of revolutionary kind of ideas, and I mean, Jesus, look, without them, where's a guy like AJ Styles, right?
That's
and Bobby Roode.
I mean,
they probably would have been successful anyway, but TNA was definitely a big part of their lives. So
yeah. I definitely think TNA introduced the world to AJ Styles, but I feel like he got even more popular when he went to New Japan.
Oh yeah. His New Japan run, was everything. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, dude. So, who were your favorite wrestlers growing up?
My overall favorite wrestler ever is definitely Bret Hart. But after WWF kind of went into the Attitude Era, I didn't really have a favorite after Bret left. Like, there was no clear-cut favorite for me. until the Hardy Boys came along, and then I was an enormous Jeff Hardy mark. So much so that regrettably, I have the title of their book tattooed on my belly. If anyone has ever wondered why the hell I have that, that is the story behind the horrible tattoo that's on my stomach, but it's there for life. And
wow.
Yeah. So it was Bret Hart. When Bret left, I was never a WCW guy, so I didn't, switch over or transition over there. I just stayed with WWF, and then, I liked a lot of guys, stuff. Who doesn't like Stone Cold and all that kind of stuff, or Jericho when he was there, when he got there. But definitely my favorite after a while was Jeff Hardy.
Okay. Yo, Julian, you want to just get this question out of the way too? The one I told you about?
Don't keep me hanging here, man. Don't be anxiety, bro.
Man,
just
how is
fire him.
How is it being Lana's first husband?
Oh, man.
I forgot about this question.
Hey, and for all you people watching, he is Lana's first husband. If you go back and watch the segment, that's Eric James.
That's me.
Yeah.
That is me. That was the absolute greatest thing I've ever got to do in my life. It was a lot of fun, and it's funny. I got a call maybe like 2 weeks before that, 2.5 weeks before they were doing that, from Hawkins, AKA Hawkins, but Brian Myers called me, and he's like, "Hey, they're looking for someone who can who can talk." He's like, "I don't know what the details are, but I think they want to do something with Lana's wedding." And I didn't think it was going to be that big of a role. I didn't really think I was going to get that many lines. So he's like, funny enough, he's like, "Send me a picture of you in a suit, or send me a few pictures of you in a suit." So I sent him pictures from my wedding, which had been earlier that year, and he sent them in, and they were like, "All right, to have me come down." And I got to the building, and they pulled me aside, and we got to get going, man. It was the most fun thing I've ever done in my entire life.
Like, how was it, like, when you actually went out? Like, were you trying hard not to laugh because, like, the whole thing was like a comedy segment?
No, not at all. I was super focused when I got the script. I asked the producer, I asked, if they could highlight my lines, just so I can walk around the building kind of all day, just kind of memorizing stuff. And they just kept highlighting, and I was like, holy shit. I was like, this is awesome. I was like, so maybe like 2 or 3 hours into me just walking around the building, going in circles, just reciting my lines, I was super confident. You know what I mean? And I was like, it's one of those things where you got to kind of take advantage of the opportunity you're given. And when I got sort of anxious with sitting in Gorilla, because they wanted me there a little bit before I went out. So I'm just sitting there and kind of watching how everything is being produced and how good everybody else is. I mean, I know people think that was like people either loved it or they hated it. And for those people that hated the segment, they think, Lana's the worst and this and that, but she played her part perfectly. She did, people don't realize that or take into account. She did everything as far as her character is concerned, as far as the segment was concerned. She was money,
Yeah.
So that was the only time nerves really set in. But once I went out there, I was good with my lines. I was just happy to be there. If you're not having fun while you're doing something like that, then there's no reason for you to even be doing it.
You did Batista's entrance too at 35, right?
Yeah, I've done a few extra things. I caught Kevin Tibbs when Eric Rowan powerbombed him on us on SmackDown. Another SmackDown, I escorted, I think, Kevin Owens out of the building. But that stuff is just fun, man. That's, it's just kind of stepping stone kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But always fun. You always got to remember to have fun when you're doing stuff like that.
Yeah, man, definitely. So, like, what is it like having Pat and Myers as your trainers?
Oh, dude, at this point, I like to consider them friends, man. Like, they're just really, really cool. I mean, aside from that, they're just like really, really good at what they do. both very meticulous. And I like I said, when I was 16, I trained with Xavier for like no shit, like a month, and then stopped for 2 years, and then I went back to VPW school in Center Reach. In Deer Park when I was 18 or so, and then Ricky Reyes came in there, and he was the head trainer there, and he's awesome, and he taught me really good fundamentals and facial expressions and all that kind of stuff. But when you're in there with Pat and Brian, it's like a whole nother ball game, man, because from soup to nuts, they know kind of what they're looking for on TV. You know what I mean? Or what you can do on TV, what you can't do, and just so meticulous and so good. Both of them are so good.
Yeah, definitely, dude. They're both talented. You are too, man.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, man. You never stop learning in wrestling, right? You never ever stop learning. And when I went over to Cap, it was like, you don't know what you don't know, and I didn't know a lot, and I had been wrestling for a long time at that point, and I was just grateful that they even let me roll around with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really good guys.
So you mentioned that you watched wrestling with your grandpa. So did he get you into wrestling, or were you
110%?
So like
he would
you have
watch.
a story
He'd
behind
watch
it?
all the pay-per-views. Yeah. So the story behind my grandfather getting me into it is that my parents had split up, and we lived predominantly with my mom, but she worked, so a lot of times we would be babysat by my grandparents, my brother and I. And all my grandfather did, if he wasn't watching Matlock, he was watching wrestling. And he totally got me into it. And he was really big into WCW, NWA, all that kind of stuff. And then when WWF was getting really big, he switched over, and that one was when I was about 5 or 6, and I fell in love with it, man.
Yeah, man. I understand. I fell into wrestling. First night I got into wrestling, 2014, the night the Shield broke up.
2014 is when you got into. How old are you guys?
I'm 18. I was an 02 kid. My dad tried to get me into wrestling in like 2011, and I just couldn't do it, man.
Hey, so I was listening to the episode you guys did with Bear Bronson.
Yeah, that was a good one, dude.
And it hurt me so bad because he referred to his earliest wrestling memory as I think it was Mankind getting thrown off the Hell in a Cell, which is so sad for me because it reminds me of how old I am and how shockingly young everybody else is, But yeah, that's how my grandfather got me into wrestling. We were just with him all the time, and my brother was in it for a little while, and then he kind of bailed on it.
Okay. Hey, I appreciate that. You did some research before you came on the podcast, man. I don't think any of our guests watched our episodes before.
I listen. I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you guys that I listened to the whole thing, I listen.
That's okay, man.
I listened to enough.
Parts.
And then, like I said, when Bear Bronson hurt my feelings by saying his earliest memory was in 1998, that was a shock.
For me, it was 2008.
Really?
Yep. Kofi Kingston versus Chris Jericho, Night of Champions.
Okay. All right. 2008 was a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went back. I'm watching the olds. I'm watching WCW now. Gonna do EC Dub next.
Oh, I'm watching those.
I don't know, man. WCW for me is still hard to watch.
Yeah.
Like it is. It's just really hard to watch. Like goofy storylines. I mean, I know the stuff now on TV isn't blowing anybody away, but back then it was just like WCW found a way to ruin every big angle. Like every big angle, every big match, they found a way to just ruin it. You know what I mean?
Right, Viagra on a pole.
There are like select matches I'll watch. You know what I mean? Anything Eddie Guerrero, I'll watch. Stuff like that. I was a huge mark for Razor Ramon when he was WWF, and then I would dabble in his stuff from WCW, from the Scott Hall stuff, but I didn't really like WCW too much.
Hey, that's okay. Wait, so you were with WWF like even when Raw got shitty in like 93, 94, 95?
Yeah, that's kind of like those are my earliest memories of wrestling. So take that, Bear Bronson. Yeah, like I can remember the vignettes of Razor Ramon's, debut.
Yeah.
And all that. Like I can remember all that stuff. And then like started retaining actual memory of storylines and stuff like that from like 95, 96,
Yeah. It wasn't that. I watched the Monday Night Wars documentary. Like they were saying, like it was unwatchable in like 95, 96.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess to someone who is like a teenage Mark, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
I was still young. I was like 8 years old. So for me, all that kind of stuff was cool. I didn't mind seeing a clown run out there and squirt water in people's faces and run around with, midgets and or should I say little people?
I forgot Dink.
I didn't mind that kind of stuff. I was into that kind of stuff, at that age. And then, I became a, real mark for the stuff they were doing when the Attitude Era started. Forget about it.
Talking about comedy, I got another question for you. So you faced this certain guy, maybe like a sloth, some would call him, Mr.
Yeah.
Orange Cassidy. So like, how was it?
That was fun. That was a lot of fun. I had fun even shooting the promo that I did for it
at the supermarket.
In the supermarket, yeah, that was a lot of fun too. But dude, matches like that it was a rub for me, right? Because he's white hot right now. So again, it was one of those things you got to kind of take full advantage of, right?
Yeah.
So you shoot this wild promo, you do whatever you can, and hopefully you have a good match. And I think we did. I don't know if you guys caught that, but it was fun, man.
I saw it. I watched highlights of it. I was gonna go to that one, and then I had something come up last minute, so I went to the one.
What was it? I want to know what you missed. Eric James versus Orange Cassidy.
We had some family problems going on then, my friend.
All right.
Hey, I was there in May. I saw you, Mr. Fitzpatrick. I saw that one.
In May.
Hey, that.
Okay, I remember that match. Okay,
all right,
all right.
Fucking badass match, bro. Your
finish. That was fun too.
That power bomb, I think, off the top rope. How you finished it?
That was the finish. Okay, yeah. That should definitely be a finish. Not everybody enjoys taking that. So yeah, I guess that should be a finish. But yeah, Pat's cool. But the match with Orange Cassidy was also very, very fun.
How was it? How was it like? Taking his vicious kicks and all that stuff.
I'll tell you what, my body has never felt as good after a match as it felt that day. So, had to. He protects the boys.
Yeah. Hey, props to you, OC. So, if you could change anything about the wrestling industry, what would it be?
Oh, the fact that I'm not signed? No.
Yeah.
Nah. Anything about the wrestling industry?
Yeah.
I think maybe, and there's some companies doing it, like, Beyond Wrestling has stepped up and really dove into, what do you call that? I'm going to mess up the name here, but a match between, men and women.
Oh, intergender matches?
Intergender, that's the goddamn word I'm looking for. Yeah, intergender matches, I get the stigma behind them and how bad it would probably look for TNT or USA but there are a lot of, really good women wrestlers out there, or, female wrestlers out there that can have just as good a match with any dude, So I think maybe highlighting that a little more.
Yeah, I'm for it, dude. Chris Stat, That's a good example.
Oh man, yeah, she's awesome. She's awesome. I mean, we've been on the Indies. It's a different story, right?
Yeah.
Like a bunch of us have worked her, and we know she works like one of the boys. She's really really good.
Yeah. I'll double that statement.
So yeah, I think maybe highlight that a little more.
Yeah. Julian, you got anything? My bad, bro. You could have stopped in any time.
Jules, where you at, bro?
Oh, God. Yeah, funny enough, when you said Jules, like, that's what my friends used to call me in high school. Like, that's not even a joke. Like, that's literally what they called me.
Hey, whatever you got, man, throw it at him. Hey, I'll go. I'll keep going if you want me to.
I'm trying to do my best Orange Cassidy if you can't see.
No, I can see. You can't see me seeing you, but I can see you, yes.
Wait, hold up. Yes.
All right, not bad.
Anyway, I got one. Let's see. So, yeah, you were... What's it like working with Brian Myers?
Working with him? I've never had a chance to work him in a match, but, we've been able to roll around and like I was saying before, the guy's got knowledge, aside from being really good in ring, he's just got the knowledge and he's just constantly, it's like, there are certain guys that you get into the ring and there's like no off switch, you know what I mean? And once he gets in the ring, he's like a super just professional. I've never seen him like have a misstep, even if it's in practice, rolling around with the students and stuff like that and running drills and stuff. He's good, man. And, WWE's worse off now without a guy like that in their locker room.
If they used him right, fucking assholes. Whoops, my bad. We're shooting here. Next question. Do you have what is your favorite wrestling moment or event of all time? Or if you want to do both.
Oh, my favorite, like for my wrestling career or as a fan?
If you want to do as a fan and then wrestling, I think I have a question about wrestling career. Yeah, so you can do as a fan for this one.
As a fan, favorite wrestling. Geez, there's been so many. My favorite, I think some of my favorite moments, like the most influential moments for me, was Edge and Christian versus the Hardy Boys in the Terry Invitational. That best out of 7. I don't know if you guys have watched that. No Mercy 90. I'm gonna mess this up, and VSK's gonna be so mad at me if he's listened this far. 99, 97, 98. It's one of those. But yeah, that match for me was like so revolutionary. The stuff that they were doing. If you guys have not watched that match, go back and watch it. I believe it was at a No Mercy pay-per-view. Unreal. They were doing unreal stuff, and that kind of like, whoa, that was a wow factor for me in terms of wanting to get into professional wrestling.
Yeah, definitely. All their matches, Edge and Christian, Hardy Boys, Dudley's, that ladder match was insane as well.
Yeah, I was always a huge proponent of like the underdogs. You know what I mean? Even though I love Bret Hart and he's not so much an underdog, but I love Jeff Hardy. When I was really young, I loved 1-2-3 Kid, who was later X-Pac. Like these were the underdog guys, the smaller guys were some of my favorites.
Yeah. Who else? Guerrero, and Ray, I guess.
Oh, I mean, yeah. Listen, if Eddie Guerrero is not in anybody's top 5 greatest wrestlers of all time, you've never watched wrestling.
Love Eddie.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
Yeah, man. So, dream matches. Who would you like to face?
Who would I like to face?
Indies, in WWE, one of the releases, any of them?
I would like to work.
Leo.
No. I mean, I would work them, but I don't know. Seth Rollins, maybe.
Okay.
Rollins
versus Eric James.
Rollins would be awesome, just because I feel all of his matches, he just goes, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, his matches are like 25 or better. Every match. So that would be cool. Anything to get me on WWE TV again right now, I guess. But yeah, Ziggler too. Ziggler's another guy. He would just make me look like $1 million.
That's what he does.
Yeah.
Punk.
Oh, for sure. I would never turn that down. Punk. It would even be nice to get a match with. Maybe I try to politic for a cap match against Brian Myers.
Hey, make it happen.
Maybe I do that. I haven't worked Max Caster yet either, and he's really good.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, dude.
I haven't worked him either. I think that him and I would gel pretty good. But yeah, man. I mean, there's a lot of dudes in AEW too that are really good.
MJF, without a doubt.
MJF, yeah. I'm pretty good acquaintances with MJF, and I think that him and I would have a good match. Yeah, there's a bunch of people, man. Shit, if it's and especially with this quarantine now, man. If you two wanted to have a triple threat at this point, I would have one.
Like just some Skype, fucking do super kicks.
That's it.
Oh shit. So would you rather go to AEW or WWE? Do you have a preference, or wherever the money's calling?
I mean, no, man. I mean, WWE is still the holy grail, right? Like that's.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's kind of where, it's the schedule's probably a little bit easier. You're probably home a lot more, with AEW, which is fine. But yeah, WWE. If I had a choice between the two,
if you had two contracts in front of you,
yeah, I would definitely sign WWE. And who knows, man? They might mess up the character for me, or they might have me do something stupid. You know what I mean? But just to say you're in WWE, I think at that point, right? That's still, for me anyway. I think that's just my personal preference. For me, it's still the Holy Grail.
Without a doubt.
It's still the Holy Grail.
Yeah. So, what's your favorite match you wrestled so far? Cap era, if you want to do before Cap.
My favorite match
of all time. We'll go. Yeah, all time. We'll do all time.
I'm gonna leave one out. I know it. I think that anytime VSK and I have wrestled together, it's been really good. I recently, back in January, I had a match at Beyond with Johnny Silver from the Dark Order, and that was a lot of fun. Yeah, I would say at this point, probably that match with Johnny or pretty much anything I've done with VSK. But I mean, I've had really good matches. I've torn the house down with Kevin Tibbs. There's a wrestler he only wrestles in VPW, and he's so good and he should be everywhere. But Jay Delta, I don't know if you guys have heard of him.
Yeah,
Jay Delta. Him and I have had a few really good matches. But we had this ladder match back in 2011 or 12 or something like that, where I was like maybe 150 pounds soaking wet. And we had this really good ladder match, and I would put it up against any ladder match on the indies out there. It was so good and so much fun, and he's unreal. So yeah, I have a lot. But recently, my more recent matches with VSK and Johnny Silver have been some of my favorite stuff.
Okay. Do you have any hobbies outside of pro wrestling? I see you're a Saints fan.
I'm a Saints mark. I'm a Saints super freak.
Hey, we'll talk about that after this interview. We're talking about music. We're talking about sports.
All right. I do shoot. I sing. That is something that I do and am capable of doing and have done, live covers and all that kind of stuff. I don't so much do it now, but I do. I still do go to the studio. I produce music. The singing gimmick is something that I should have done a long time ago, because it's actually a big part of me. You know, and that's up until this point. That's kind of my only regret in wrestling. You know, is not just being more character oriented. You know, and actually that happened at CAP. I went down for they had a class that was just all promos. So everybody was doing promos, and I got paired up with someone to do a promo, and somehow or another I snuck singing in there, and then Hawkins, you know, after the class was like, you know, this was him inviting me to be on that next show. It was my very first show, which was the next show coming up. He's like, hey, you can come down, do the pop star gimmick or whatever he wanted me to do. And so I had a few weeks to kind of put it together, and I was like, I have no idea why I didn't do this earlier, you know?
Yeah, dude. The singing gimmick is actually really good, man, and really funny at the same time.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you know, going back to having fun with it, like, it is 125% me. I see. Yeah, as any of the boys, I'm always in the locker room singing, doing some silly shit. You know what I mean? So, to bring it out in front of the crowd, man, it's natural, it's fun, and again, it's something I should have done a really long time ago.
Yeah, man. So the next question was Creative Pro the first place you trained at? But you said you trained at the guy with ROH. Like, what was the first actual training you had? VP Dub?
Like steady training? Yeah, like actual training where it was like pedal to the metal, and I was training to be a pro wrestler was Victory Pro Wrestling. That other thing I had only done again for like a month.
Yeah.
And then left for 2 years because just, you know, whatever. So when I went to VPW, real funny story about that is a good buddy of mine outside of wrestling first is Kono Capuccio. I think he's over at FTW now. Him and I have kind of gone separate ways now, but he called me one day and he was like, hey man, you know, mind you, at this point we're 18, maybe 17. He's like, hey man, I'm putting together my own show. I'm going to go out to Deer Park. I'm going to rent the ring from this guy. Do you want to take a ride with me? So I took a ride with him, and whatever, they talked about renting the ring, and I kind of just dicked around at the gym for a little while. And then right before we're leaving, the promoter comes up and he goes, hey, are you guys a tag team by any chance? We're looking for tag teams. We're running a show in, I guess it was maybe like 2 or 3 weeks later. We're running a show, and without batting an eyelash, him and I both were like, yeah, we're a tag team. But up until this point, basically no training whatsoever. We have no idea what we're doing. We have no idea what our gimmicks or our names are or nothing like that. So we went, dude. We went down and we did the show. I mean, and we were absolute dog shit. Like, we was terrible. You know, we had no idea what we were doing. But I just knew that, you know, this was it. I was, you know, we were going full force. So that was VPW, and we teamed there. And then something happened or another, somewhere along the lines, Kono had a falling out with the promoter, and the promoter hung on to me, and the rest is history, you know. Kono and I kind of went our separate ways. He's a good dude. I think he's over at FTW right now. I'm not really sure. Okay. But yeah, that's how I got into training. Was someone was going to do their own show, and all I did was take the ride. I just took the ride for no reason. It was a really long ride because we live in Flushing, Queens, and that was out in Deer Park or Dix Hills or
something like
wherever. Yeah. So that's my backstory for training.
Okay. So the next one's going to be a good one. So we all know you were EJ Risk before, and now you're Eric James. So how did you come up with both names? Or what was the why was the name switched?
So EJ Risk was, again, we were kind of pressed for time and figuring out names, right? Like, it's not like I had this whole long time to think about this. We were, it was Johnny on the spot, like, hey, we need you guys in 2 weeks. So I had 2 weeks to kind of figure something out. But my initials, my real name is Eric James. So I used EJ, was Eric James. And at the time, I was marking out huge for Styles, for AJ Styles. So I wanted to go something in that vein, EJ something, Yeah. And I went with Risk. I can't really explain the risk. I guess I thought it sounded cool
It was cool.
back then.
Yeah.
So, but as far as doing the Eric James stuff now, it's light years ahead of or better than EJ Risk. I mean, there was really no character or anything kind of behind EJ Risk. I just went out there. I just wore, goofy shit. One of my first entrance vests was VSK's wife was given a gift by either her aunt or VSK's aunt, older lady, and it was like this horrendous, fluffy, furry white vest that like a 20-year-old woman would never wear out. So I took it and I used it as my entrance gear for at least 5 years.
Okay.
That vest went everywhere with me. But yeah, that was just kind of, EJ Risk was kind of a really thrown together quickly kind of thing, and it's it stuck for a little while. But this Eric James stuff is it's way more fun and just way more believable. It's easier to do, especially to the character.
Yeah, without a doubt, dude. Julian, you got anything, my friend?
No.
Julian, man, pull up this video of you, dude. I've never met you before, my man, but where are you at? Can I see you? Where are you at? You look like the ultimate stoner, bro. Are you a stoner?
No, I'm not a stoner.
What do you mean you're not a stoner? What shirt is this? Let me see. What shirt are you wearing here?
Ace 9 Kills. It's like a metal band.
Ice 9 Kills. It's Daffy Duck in a raincoat, and you're not a stoner, dude.
Man.
Oh man. And you got the chops. You got the stoner sideburns. Of course you're a stoner. What do you mean?
Fuck you, dude.
So what promotions do you want to wrestle at that you haven't already? Any certain ones?
There's a few of them. There's AIW. There is C4. It's another one.
I've heard of them.
GCW.
Oh, of course.
These are WWE, AEW. Those would be nice.
Yeah. Capital Wrestling? Not sure if you did that.
Capital, yeah, I've gone back and forth with the promoter, but or at least this is the excuse I got, is that they book way out in advance. So I was contacting them, I guess, sometime over the last fall, and they were booked up to February. And then a pandemic broke out, and here we are.
Yeah. So did you have a plan B when you first started training? I guess
in terms
the
of what else I wanted to do?
long-term training, not the 1 month one.
In terms of just like my life?
Yeah. I guess if wrestling didn't work out, did you have like a job, like a backup?
Yeah. I mean,
of course.
I have a shoot job at the time. I want to say at the time I was in college maybe. So I was still going to school. I had a job and I was training. And then school went first. I dropped out of school first. Dropped out of college first. I'm still at the job now that I was working part-time for. Obviously, I'm in a different position, but yeah, I'm still with the same company. And so I always had a shoot job. I always actually had shit going on outside of wrestling, but wrestling always came first. I still don't have a real backup plan though. No, wrestling is and always will be what I'm gunning for. So
yeah, man.
I have, like I said, I have hobbies and other interests. You know what I mean? Like I said, I do dabble in music and stuff like that. But no, wrestling is definitely first and foremost.
Okay. So what's the best advice someone gave you when it comes to wrestling?
Less is more. I know that's kind of cliche, but it's so true. Like in the early years, I was so fast with doing everything, and it's hard for people and fans to digest what's going on if you're just kind of out there doing moves and running around and jumping off of shit, right?
Yeah.
So So the less is more. I always heard it and didn't really apply it until just a couple of years ago. And it changes everything. It changes the flow of a match. It changes the intensity. It changes the ride that a pro wrestling match takes fans on. And the less is more thing was really hard for me because I just was a jumping bean. And that was one of the main things that I took away actually from Ricky Reyes at VPW, because we'd be at training and I would just be doing everything a million miles an hour, and it's a dance, right, when you're in there, so nothing has to be fast, right? It just has to be right.
Yeah, man. Ricky Reyes, he was the guy from Lucha Underground, right?
Yes, he was Cortez Castro in Lucha Underground. Yep. He's the man in Texas right now. I don't know. I don't know if the son of a bitch will listen to this thing, but he's all over Texas now. Yeah, I'm trying to keep him from moving there.
Yeah. Hey, good for him, man. Good for him.
Yeah.
Do you prefer working as a heel or a babyface? This is another good one.
I have not worked babyface
ever
since like no joke, like 2013 or something like that, and not of my own doing. I guess promoters just see me and they're like, all right, this guy's a dick. I feel like that's what promoters think. Like, oh man, what? You sing Backstreet Boys and yeah, you're a douchebag, bro.
Yeah, I remember 3 Count.
But they were awesome. But I feel like
oh my god,
people love being a part of the show. I think the gimmick would work as a babyface, maybe even better than as a heel. But I've not been given that opportunity. But I'll work either one. You know what I mean? Heel is just, it's fun because it's less. There's less pressure, right?
Yeah.
Like if you go out there and people hate you because they actually hate you, then that's okay because whatever.
Yeah.
Right? But then you also have the room to make them hate you and say what you want and whatever. I've been called so many things over my career. It's been unreal.
Yeah. Doing it for the entertainment.
That's it, man. Yeah, so if any promoters do listen to this, book me as a goddamn face.
Please. Let him do a Backstreet Boy the whole match.
Face, man.
Song the whole match. Hey,
yeah,
and he doesn't need to turn into a heel as soon as he's done. He can just, kiss babies, do all that fun stuff. Whatever you want to do. Do you have a favorite wrestling promotion? Cap?
Yeah, Creative Pro. By
I know
far.
that answer.
By far. I mean, VPW is what I consider, where I broke through in the first platform and all that kind of stuff, where I got all my experience.
Yeah. Definitely, dude. Yeah, I was watching the OG VP Dub days, and you were there, man.
Some of my best and closest friends. So in that regard, VPW holds a special place in my heart. But as a in terms of a professional wrestling promotion and the way things are supposed to be done, yeah, Creative Pro is far and above anybody else.
Okay. Favorite wrestling event you attended as a fan?
Ooh. Favorite wrestling event I attended as a fan. You want to know what? It wasn't even a show. Favorite wrestling event I attended as a fan was the fan festival in somewhere, Rochester maybe. I was like 7 years old, and I got to meet all those guys that we were talking about before. As a 7-year-old, I loved Lex, and Razor Ramon and all those guys, and I got to meet all those guys and get their autographs. I still have those pictures, So that's like the coolest memory in terms of not being a wrestler. That's the coolest memory I have of experiencing being around wrestlers for the first time. Yeah. But as an actual show, I went to Royal Rumble 2000, in the Garden.
Okay.
I was there, so that was really cool. I got to see Mae Young's tits, so that was awesome.
Oh shit.
But that was again, at that time I was a Hardy Boy Mark, right? And they killed it with the Dudleys. They had a TLC match. Yeah, they had a TLC match that night. It was wild.
Who won the Rumble?
That was when Jeff Hardy jumped did the swanton from the rafters. And,
oh shit! Damn. Did you like mark
Yeah.
out?
of course, I went nuts. That was great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite finisher? Is it the Eric James finisher?
Nah. Favorite finisher. No, I don't really have a favorite finisher. A lot of people would say, like, any of my civilian buddies, I asked that question to too. They tell me the Stone Cold Stunner. I don't really know. Probably the sharpshooter.
Okay.
Because as a kid, I can remember, once he would grab somebody, once Brett would grab somebody's legs, it was like, oh shit, I would run up to the TV and oh man, I'm not hating on Sweet Chin music either.
Just a sharpshooter guy.
The Razor's Edge, the Tombstone, those are all good.
Yeah, definitely, dude.
Yeah, man.
Who do you enjoy working with the most in the ring? VSK, or do you have like more?
Working with VSK is probably the easiest, right? Because it's kind of, we've been doing it so long. It's always going to be fun, and it's always going to be at least decent. The match will always be decent,
Yeah.
If not, it'll be really good. Yeah, we kind of know each other's stuff, so I can call a match and just insert his stuff when let's say he arrived to the building, just put his stuff in, and he can do the same thing for me. But Kevin Tibbs is really good. He's a guy that I don't think gets enough credit on the indies.
I'm a Tibbs guy.
Yeah, he's really good. He's super safe. Anyone at Cap though, right? Like I trust anybody at Cap to have a good match with.
Yeah.
Just because I know where the training comes from.
Now, was there ever a bad experience against someone? Hey, you don't have to say it if you don't want to, but if you want to shoot, who knows?
A bad experience. Oh man, I've had plenty. I have.
Let it.
So Kai Katana.
Oh
is one
no.
Of my,
oh.
He is one of my best friends. Right.
Yeah.
And he is. He truly is. When I refer to VPW and meeting some of my best friends there, like he is in that. He's in that whole clique. But he knocked me out once while I was asleep in the ring. Yeah, gave me an STO, and he was really green at the time. And he gave me an STO. If you guys are not familiar with the move, it's like a sweep to the back of the legs with a clothesline, right?
Okay.
But somewhere along the lines, he forgot that it wasn't supposed to be a real sweep to the legs. And he kicked the back of my legs out and drilled me with a clothesline so that the only thing that hit the canvas was the back of my head. And I kind of rolled up. I rolled up back up to my knees and was just on the middle rope, like sleeping.
Damn.
Yeah, so that was pretty bad. I got stitches in my hand. Who was that against? I got stitches against Nick Stapp, aka CPA.
Oh, we're getting him on the podcast soon too. Maybe I'll bring that up.
He's such a good dude, man. And we wanted to do this thing. So I worked Bear Bronson a few months before that.
Oh yeah, I remember the one where you went from the rafters. Was it that match?
Yes. So he popped me up and I grabbed onto the rafters and it was cool. I love that match. I think that match is good. I think Bear Bronson is amazing.
Oh yeah.
So we did that spot. Everybody popped, and it was cool, right? So a few months later, me and Nick were working, and he wanted to run that spot back, but we were going to do something else. We were going to turn it into a comedy spot. I can't remember exactly what it was, but we were going to do that. And so on the pop up, when he popped me up, we totally whiffed on that same bar that Bear and I had grabbed. and there's like some loose, shitty, asbestos-filled bars up there. And when I just reached for anything, and like this, it looked like a wire hanger, to be honest, was up there, and I just held onto it the whole way down, slid all the way down with it in my palm, and I wound up getting stitches across my hand for that.
Yikes.
Yeah. So that wasn't great.
Yeah. I got one more question before we get into music and sports and all that fun stuff.
Go for it.
How do you keep yourself occupied during this shitty quarantine?
Well, I just got a puppy.
That's
so
that's gonna keep you occupied.
I do work. I do work. I do have a shoe job that I still go to every day. I wasn't furloughed or laid off or anything like that, thankfully. So I do have work every day. The hours are shorter, so I'm home a little earlier. And yeah, my wife and I got a puppy, and he is very, very, very time consuming. But other than that, I go for runs. I work out in the park. I got some weights here in the house. I'm working out, working, and taking care of my puppy.
Hey, new
and
puppies
watching
are
wrestling,
amazing.
of course.
Oh,
Always
wow.
studying, watching wrestling, of course. I just watched.
Oh,
I
there's
just
the
watched-
puppy.
Yeah, you hear him now. Yeah, of course, right on cue. He knows his cues, man. I just watched WrestleMania 20, the triple threat with Benoit, Triple H, and Michaels, and I forgot how insanely good that match was.
Hey, that was. Wait, is that the one where Benoit and Guerrero had the? They both celebrated.
The big hug at the end.
One of the greatest moments in wrestling.
Man, dude, it was that. I was there for that too. I was in the garden for that too. But I forgot how good that match was.
I gotta watch that match.
I've been able to watch it. And I hate calling triple threats. There's too many cooks in the kitchen, man. I hate that. It's just so it's everything's kind of all over the place until like minutes before you're getting ready to go out. And everything they did was just absolutely flawless. Flawless. Even the way that they get rid of each other, usually one guy will just throw somebody out and then two guys will work. But Benoit, I think it is, gets put in the tree of woe, and he gets held upside down in the turnbuckle, and that leaves him out for just really, really unique stuff.
Yeah,
they did.
That Benoit was one of the top 10. But Benoit's another one.
Oh, yeah, man. For sure.
Julian, any more wrestling questions before we get into music and sports?
Yes. Favorite entrance theme could be WWE, could be any wrestling.
Ooh. Of all time?
Of all time. You can pick like top 3, top 5, anything.
All right, yeah, I'll give you a top whatever until I could stop thinking of great music. Definitely Bret Hart. Definitely Bret Hart. Stone Cold Steve Austin's music was unreal.
The Disturbed one or the Attitude Era?
No, actually, I don't. I like the non-vocal entrance music. That Razor Ramon.
Okay.
NWO.
Oh, of course.
DX, probably. Maybe my top 5. I got to throw Shawn Michaels' "Sexy Boy" in there somewhere, just for nostalgia. And then just a bonus, Christian Cage from TNA. That music was hard, and so was AJ Styles TNA. Those musics were really good.
Okay. How about Rollins? His theme song. I don't think he does burn. Does he do Burn It Down still?
Yeah.
It's still that same thing.
Oh.
So, it's okay. It's all right. It's not my favorite. I wouldn't put it in top 10. I mean, if we were going top 10, I would. I put. I think Brock Lesnar's music is awesome.
Oh yeah.
So many, dude. There's a lot.
Hey, I'm more of
There's
the
a
rock stuff. So if I hear guitars and drums, you got me headbanging. That's
yeah.
It.
Yeah. Ultimate Warrior, who probably wasn't the greatest worker, but that entrance music could fire anybody. Oh, dude, no. You want to know what? Gangrel.
Yes.
Yo, I don't know if you guys can think of it off the top of your head. Go back and listen to Gangrel's entrance music and tell me that's not top 3, badass. Maven's music. I know you guys remember Maven, Tough Enough?
I remember.
Dude, his entrance was, oh man, there's so many. Yeah, if we're going top three, we're going Brett, we're going Gangrel, and I'm going probably either DX or NWO.
That's a solid list. I think I'm gonna go. Benoit's not Finger 11. Our Lady Peace song, whatever.
Okay.
Rollins, Ciampa, and then Fiend. I'll just add Fiend in there too.
Yeah.
I like Finn Balor stuff now, but if I had to give a top five, you know what I mean? If we were going top, I wouldn't put a top five, but I like his theme now.
Yeah. I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, that it's pretty good.
Finn Balor when he sits on the turnbuckle and everybody marks.
Yeah.
Love that.
Julian, you were about to say something, dude. Sorry about cutting you off.
You gave your top five. I want to give my top five.
Shoot, let's hear it.
Number one for me is Aleister Black. Love Aleister Black's theme.
Okay.
I'd have to say Undertaker, Big Evil.
Mm-hmm.
I really love that theme, even though the gimmick was kind of but
is that the You Done It Now?
Yes.
You done it now. Listen, ask Nick Stapp about that song too. I'm pretty sure it's him that's obsessed with it.
We're gonna get him to sing Creed. We're gonna
ask him about slicing my finger open, and then ask him about the Big Evil theme song. Ask him to sing it, dude. I bet he'll sing it.
Hey, I'm gonna get him to sing a few songs. We're gonna get the Big Evil one, and then we're gonna get him to sing "Arms Wide Open" by Creed.
Okay.
Arms wide open. Yeah.
Bro, anything Creed, he'll sing.
Obviously The Fiend. Of course, I love that song. No More Words. Not No More Words. Yeah, is it No More Words? I don't remember. It was Jeff Hardy.
Guys, are you guys? Oh yeah, the Hardy Boys entrance was easily top 10 at least. When you guys refer to the Fiend, are you talking about? You're talking about the Bray Wyatt like scream with the red.
Yes,
all over
the
hurt
heel, and then like the metal version of his first song.
Yeah,
yes.
Code Orange. Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's our music, dude.
Hey man, I'm not hating on it, but you guys definitely have a eclectic taste.
Hey.
And for my
entrance music.
Oh, what about number 5?
Go for it.
It's this. Hold on.
Is he looking it up?
What is it? I can't hear it.
That's a rock. We are broadcasting raw live. I'd rather watch two old women.
Wait, who is that?
Just look up Jim Ross rap on YouTube. It's the funniest thing ever.
Jesus.
Yeah, man. Talking about music, give us your taste, Mr. James. You know, if you want to sing "I Want It That Way" on here, you know, I'm not asking. You know, you can just be yourself.
You are my taste in music ranges. Forget it. I would probably bring up stuff that you guys are probably even too young to remember.
Rock or classic?
No, honestly, I'm one of these people that gives the boring answer of, I like everything, but I truly like everything. Like, the last thing I listened to on my way home from work was 5 o'clock in the morning by T-Pain.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay, but then the song right before that was Helena by My Chemical Romance. So it would just whatever's on my playlist I listen to, and I have a really, really wide range of shit that I like as far as music goes.
Hey, I'm gonna give you a few bands, and you can give me your opinion on them. So first, I'm gonna bring up the band that I always bring up in every podcast.
Okay.
Nickelback. Hit us with it.
Okay, Nickelback. My thoughts on Nickelback is I like 2 of their songs. I like
Photograph.
No. I tell you, I like
You pulling up the playlist right now?
shit. Yeah, I forgot the name of it because I listened to it like 2 or 3 days ago. Okay, yeah, I liked "Saving Me."
Okay.
It's probably my favorite song from them, and of course, "This Is How You Remind Me" or "How You Remind Me."
Man, you gotta get it. They have heavier stuff, bro, and it's really
Nah.
good.
No, I can't. No, I can't do that, bro. I'm a one-man boy band. What's with this heavy stuff?
Hey, it gets the blood going, you know?
I'll tell you right now. I'll give you a list of the last 4 songs I listened to. It was 5 o'clock in the morning. Then it was Helena by My Chemical Romance. Then it was Miss Murder by AFI.
Okay.
Wow.
And then it was I had the album of Joyner Lucas's new album. You guys know who Joyner Lucas is?
I do.
He's a rapper. And I listened to the album during the day today at work.
Okay. I'll give you. I'm into Backstreet Boys. I'm into
That's automatic. That is automatic. Yeah.
Oh yeah. If you don't like Backstreet Boys, out. You're out of here. Julian, do you like the Backstreet Boys?
Julian, you're telling me that when I Want It That Way or Quit Playing Games comes on, you change it?
I only like that song, but
Backstreet's back. All right.
Backstreet back, all right.
That's another good one.
Everybody.
All right. So what about NSYNC?
It's gonna be.
You're pissing off my puppy now. You hear him barking? He's not happy with your dislike of the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, I'm more of an NSYNC guy, but I don't hate
All right.
Backstreet Boys.
All right. I'll take it. I'll accept it on my show. No, I'm kidding.
So I got a full list of artists. I got Billy Joel on here, of course.
Oh, beautiful.
Billie Eilish,
Okay, I could do without her, but okay.
Blink 182,
Awesome.
AC/DC,
Okay.
Alice in Chains. You probably heard of them.
I yes, I have heard of them. Yes, I know who they are. Yeah. Okay.
Let's get Chevelle Bush.
Okay. Chevelle is what VSK has used for his entrance music. I think since like 2009 or something like that.
Hey, if we talk about Chevelle, let's get Breaking Benjamin. Breaking Benjamin's one of my all-time
Oh,
favorites.
yeah, little Diarrhea Jane action. Yeah, I think I used that once. as
Bring it
entrance
back.
music.
Sing Diary of Jane on the way out to the ring now.
No one would get it. No one would understand.
Only
People
the-
would ask me to stop singing.
Green Day.
Anything from the Dookie album, sure. Anything after that, I'm not with it.
Halsey. Anything with her, you can count me in.
I hate Halsey.
Motionless in White.
I've never heard of that.
You probably heard Voices before. And then, of course, we got some 90s stuff here. 9 Inch Nails, Nirvana, Offspring.
Awesome, man. All right. So, yeah, I mean, I think we're all kind of in the same boat. Pop, hip-hop, rap, rock. Doesn't really matter.
You into, 90s rap? I can negotiate 90s rap.
You know 90s rap?
No, I mean,
you
are you a fan of 90s rap more than today's
yeah,
rap?
Of course. I like 90s rap, yeah.
Do you like today's rap or, new?
No, I'm not into new rap. Like, everything is depressing and filled with drugs and all that. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like
all the
promethazine
littles.
and all that shit. No, I'm not into all the littles. But I do like artists, like J. Cole and
Yeah.
all,
Posty?
like people who are speaking English to me. I like that.
Oh, of course. Posty
Got
and MGK.
Posty's cool. MGK's, he's one of those artists to me that's got a song here and a song there.
I can understand that.
I like
know?
Tupac, Biggie, NWA. I can understand them.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, they're speaking English.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Drake mark, but his last 2 albums have been terrible.
Great Mark.
Kiki, do you love me?
Nah, it's not good. It's not great.
It's horrible.
Hey, top 5 favorite bands. If you can give us top 5 favorite, right here, Mr. James.
Top 5 favorite bands. Definitely Panic at the Disco.
Okay, I fuck with that.
My Chemical Romance.
Yep.
Got to go with some oldies. I like Guns N' Roses.
Oh, sure.
Blink.
Of course, man.
These are bands, right? Not boy bands. 'Cause,
yeah, bands.
You can go boy. Whatever.
Oh, because the 1 and 2 is going to be Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, My Chemical Romance, Panic, and Blink.
Like, I got 2 more opinions on Tool and Deftones. You listen? You fuck with any?
I like Tool.
Yeah.
Tool. My favorite song from them is probably Sober.
Oh,
but
of course.
Deftones, I don't really have a huge knowledge of their music.
They kind of like Tool, but like on crack. So.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't be able to comment on that because I don't know too much.
Yeah, Tool. A lot of people like say they're overrated, but I just think they're good. I don't know why they would think they're overrated.
They're different.
Yeah,
they're definitely different.
Sobers are really good. You listen to any of their other stuff?
Not really. Just their earlier stuff like that.
Undertow, Opiate, all those
albums.
Yeah,
nah. Just like their whatever were their singles. Same thing with bands like Seether and all that kind of stuff. Like I don't really know their deep cuts. I just kind of know their singles or whatever they released.
You said Seether?
Yeah.
Oh, Fine Again?
Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Broken, all that kind of shit.
Yeah. Julian, you're the metalhead. Ask him what do you got for him? Any opinions?
Boy. He's probably not going to know any of the ones I say.
You're probably right.
I'm just going to go with some other ones. Metallica.
Oh, man. I shouldn't have left them off the list of top 5 because they're so good. But yes, I do. I like a lot of Metallica stuff.
You a Big Four fan? The Big Four?
Who's that?
Oh, go for it, Julian. My bad.
Ozzy,
yeah. Same thing though with him. Like I just like his, the major Black Sabbath hits. Iron Man and all that shit. Crazy Train, all that kind of stuff. But I wouldn't know his deep cuts. I would just know that he bit the head off of a bat.
Hey, that's where we got Corona.
Yeah, right.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, let's keep that out of here. So are you a fan of the Big Four? We keep talking over each other. Julian.
I don't know who the Big Four is.
Metallica, Anthrax, Slayer, Megadeth.
No.
Just Metallica.
No, definitely just Metallica. Yeah.
Okay. Keep going, Julian. That was my bit.
Yeah. Let's see. Have you ever Kiss?
Yeah, hell yeah, I love Kiss. I used Love Gun for a long time. I used Love Gun for like 2 years, and then all the way up until I switched my character to Eric James, I used Katy Perry's E.T. So Love Gun was a part of my early wrestling career. I love Love Gun.
Okay.
Love Gun. Yeah, it's awesome.
What else you got for
Trying to think of some of its Pearl Jam.
No, not really a fan.
Right. Alice Cooper.
Also not a huge fan. Like I know their music, I know their stuff, but I might have one Pearl Jam song like on my iTunes.
Okay.
Right.
Hey, whatever. We'll get into sports. Oh, don't say it. Are you saying five finger death punch?
Yeah, I am, Mike.
Do you want to know? I only know that name. Like I know the name of the band. I don't know. If you played one of their songs for me, I wouldn't know it.
Bad Company. Wrong Side of Heaven. I know a few songs. They're okay. No, I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, you trash them all the time.
Oh
Mike,
yeah,
and then...
I trash them all the time.
You can't do that to your buddy.
Hey,
Oh, he does it all the time.
my man trashes
Just wait until you
Nickelback.
hear just wait until you hear our last Moshcast episode. He trashes all my favorite bands.
Yeah,
Hey, so what are you guys doing during quarantine?
podcasting.
What have you guys been up to?
Man, I'm just trying to stay active, keep my mental health good, talking to people. That's what I gotta do.
For me, it's really hasn't been much. Right when around the time quarantine started is right when I joined. Like, I started off with the Moshcast. I guess we could go with the whole origin story of how me and Mike met.
Oh yeah, sure. Go for it.
Yeah, I think only like a couple people know the whole story. Yeah, because I had no idea who Will was or Deez or anybody. But the first people I actually met, it was you, Mike. I think it was you started following me right after I saw Breaking Benjamin, 3 Days Grace, which is like July, August last year.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. And also we were both talking about how much we love Diamante and
Yeah, you gotta check her out, Eric.
she's sick. But yeah, and then like a couple months go by and it's just like, work and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden I go to the doctor so I can get some like stuff for like anxiety and stuff like that because of the virus was really getting to me.
Okay.
Like mentally, not like actually getting to me, but you know what I mean. So yeah, I asked for like 2 weeks off of work, so like I could self quarantine, so like that could make me feel better. And then all of a sudden I get a text saying like, hey, work is going to be closed down for the time being.
Oh man, hey, I'm surprised all the pot you guys smoke doesn't calm you guys down.
Not a fucking drug addict.
Oh, I know. I didn't. Whoa, I didn't. I'm not judging. I'm not saying anyone who smokes pot is a drug addict. People, everyone enjoys a little J every year, every now and then.
I've only smoked weed once in my life.
Oh, okay. Okay, keep going.
And that was just a couple weeks ago. Anyway, so yeah, Mike told me about his podcasts and stuff like that, because at first he knew me as a metal fan. He never knew I was a big professional wrestling fan.
Okay.
So we were just doing we did the Moshcast. It was just me, you, and Craig.
Oh yeah.
I think it was the first episode, first ever podcast me and Gregory have ever been on, I think.
Yeah.
And then we just started talking. I think you FaceTimed me just to talk.
Yeah,
and then
man.
I was like, I'm a huge wrestling fan too. And he goes, oh, well, you should be a part of our WrestleMania predictions. And so, yeah, I joined that, and then I went from being a guest to being an actual host.
Very cool.
And
yeah,
Will.
man. Yeah.
Very cool. How long ago did you guys start this podcast?
Oh, well, I started this June of last year. But
Who else do you have coming on? So you got, I've seen the ones that you did already. You got Nick Stapp coming up. Who else you got?
we
lined up?
got Mr. Kip.
Okay.
We had that. I'm not sure if you saw the big announcement. It was the one with the intro, and then we had a bunch of wrestlers. We're getting T.J. Marconi, Ariel and Nix from Cap.
Dalton
from GTS. There's a bunch more that I'm missing, and they're probably gonna be mad at me.
Dan Maff.
Yeah, Dan Maff's gonna be here.
You get Danny Moff. Don't call him Math, dude. Don't call him Math.
Danny Moff. He's gonna kill me.
Yeah.
He's gonna kill me.
Yeah.
It's Moff. Don't kill me, Moff.
Moff, Danny Moff. Make sure you guys got all your ducks in a row for that interview. That'll be cool. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, he's gonna fucking kill us.
He's not a mean guy at all. But
He's a gentle giant. We'll put it like that.
He's in ROH now too, man. He just signed a deal there.
Oh yeah. I remember seeing him on there. We got Kip, we got Dan Moff,
Joey Ace.
Joey Ace, yeah.
Ricos.
Yeah, Ricos from WrestlePro.
Mm-hmm. Very cool, yeah.
Yeah, man, just trying to get as much episodes out as possible, because once I get back to work, it's not gonna be as recording as much.
Oh, that's cool. How many times a day are you guys whacking it? Each of you right now, Mike, you go first. I want you to read me your history. Give me the last 5 things in your history and be completely honest.
E-wrestling news, ringside news, Cinema Blend, YouTube, and Netflix.
Oh, I should have went with 6. All right, Jules, you're up. Give me your last 5. Go through your history right now.
Oh, my Google history?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Your
Yeah.
your internet history.
So, this is my Google history.
I hear you deleting stuff.
I'm not deleting anything, Virgin.
Man, this is like this is interesting.
Went away.
Come on, man.
Hey, I went out with it. You go with it, man.
Let's go. Listen. We're all men here.
Yeah. So here's mine. It was baby metal. I looked up stuff about baby metal. Metal memes. Coronavirus recoveries in the U.S. Loudwire, which is a metal news thing. And,
Sounds like a porn site. All right, next one.
Shit. And Sonic Temple, which is a festival.
Okay.
Hey, what do you got, Eric James?
Yeah, now that you're asking us, what are you
Oh,
doing?
we're going through mine?
Oh, sure.
Well, I'm on my phone right now. As I said earlier, I'm on my iPhone 6, and I don't watch porn on my iPhone. So you just learned that about me. So it won't be porn. I have NASCAR.com because I'm a huge NASCAR mark.
Oh, sure.
Vet care for my dog.
Of course.
UFC because I forgot who was fighting this weekend.
They're doing it on the island, right? Or no?
I don't know if they got the private island. I don't know. I just wanted to see who was in the match. I only had a few minutes to look at that. And then I have diners open near me because I need to know.
Takeout. Yeah.
I need to know where the hell I'm eating, and that's it.
Hey, look at that. We're all in this Christian Minecraft server together.
Now, if I went to my iPad, that would be a different story.
You got like Backstreet Boy music videos up on there.
Yeah. Backstreet Boy music videos all day. All 5 links would just be Backstreet Boy stuff.
So let's talk about sports.
Yeah.
Saints.
Wait, how many wrestlers have you said, let's talk about sports, and they were like, nah, I don't want
No,
sports.
0. I actually haven't talked about
Really?
sports we only talk about like music. That's
Dude,
it.
you'd be shocked at how many guys are like, no, I don't watch sports, like whatever, just all about anything but sports, to be honest. No, not just like pro wrestling heads, just like they're wrestlers and then they're like, nah, I don't watch sports.
No,
I think most of the boys are that way. But yeah, anyway, sports, go, shoot.
you're a Saints fan.
Yes.
If you want to hear something more embarrassing, I'm a Redskins fan.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
not great. That's not great, but
it's been kind of shitty. Not good for the last.
That's not great. Listen, they just. I think
Chase
they're
Young.
going to release a documentary about Alex Smith's rehab.
Hey, when my man's back, we're gonna win a Super Bowl.
Well, I definitely wouldn't say that, but
Definitely not.
definitely not. But at least, I mean, the Giants are shit.
Yeah.
You got a shot maybe to make some noise in the division, but
Yeah. Ron Rivera's gonna, spend
baby steps
all
there.
the.
Oh, that's right. You guys got Ron Rivera. That's very cool, actually. Yeah. I'm surprised Cam didn't go there.
We got Kyle Allen now, so we're slowly turning into the Carolina Panthers. Well, we'll just.
You got Kyle. Oh, that's right, because they took Teddy Bridgewater in Carolina.
Yeah.
Forgot about that. Okay.
So, how is it, being a Saints fan? Mr. Breeze, Mr. Taysom Hill, one of the best things in the NFL.
I was a Saints fan long before Drew Brees came along. I was watching when it was Aaron Brooks and
I don't remember that.
Aaron Brooks and Deuce McAllister and all those guys. And,
I was RG3 guy.
Joe Horn.
Nope.
know?
Yep. Yeah, I'm on a blank right now, dude.
What? You don't know Joe Horn? Joe Horn pulled his cell phone out when he scored a touchdown. He pulled it out. You know, there's the pad around the goalpost. He pulled out the cell phone and did that celebration. Guy's revolutionary, man. Look it up.
Yeah, man, I will. I was like, RG3. I started with that, and then, he kind of disappeared.
Yeah, that's what
that
year
was like
is that? 13?
11.
11.
Yeah. So, about a decade as a Redskins fan, and it's been getting shittier every year.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Hey, my brother's a Giants fan, but he's got a second favorite team, too. Saints fan. He's got that Drew Brees shirt, so I guess he's on Eric James'
I
good
feel
side.
like, man, unless you're in our division, it's hard to hate the Saints.
No, I don't hate the Saints. The Saints another one of my favorite teams.
All right, cool.
Julian, what do you got? Favorite football team?
I don't really give a shit about football.
I knew it. I knew that was coming.
Baseball?
I don't want to say I hate baseball.
Are you gonna say the
but
Mets?
I will say it's one of my least favorites to watch.
Oh yeah.
I cannot watch a baseball game on television if I'm going to the to the field, to the stadium to watch a couple buddies, drink a couple beers and stuff like that. Yeah, I grew up in Flushing, so like no shit, like
oh no,
a 7 to 10 minute walk to the stadium.
Oh my god.
To City Field.
Oh shit. I'm so sorry for you, man.
Well, no, don't be sorry for me. We went to the World Series a few times.
Little Bronx Bombers in my family.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
All right.
We're already off to a good start, Mr. James. We're already off to a good start.
It's all right, man. Well, once A-Rod buys the Mets, maybe he'll shape them up.
We got hockey?
So, hockey, I didn't know really anything about up until like 5 or 6 years ago. I went to my very first game with VSK, with Vinny, because he's a monster Islanders fan.
Yes,
so
sir.
I went to my very, very first game ever, again, 5 or 6 years ago, and it changed my whole perspective. I love it. Actually, before I got on with you, I was getting my ass beat by the St. Louis Blues in NHL.
Yeah! Go Blues!
Oh my God. I mean, we're an Islanders fan, so we're doing we're on a good side now.
I was the Islanders. I was getting smoked.
Oh man. What do you got? PS4?
Xbox One.
Oh, okay. I see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hey, Islanders. That's what we agree on so far. So.
All right.
Not me.
Yeah. Julian, you're like in North Bumblefuck.
I can care less about basketball, and oddly enough, I'm very good at basketball when I do play.
Yeah, I just don't watch it.
I like to play basketball, but I will not watch it.
Same.
I mean, 90s basketball, amazing. One of the greatest basketball players alive.
Definitely different.
Michael Jordan.
Different. More interesting. Yeah, way more interesting.
Oh yeah.
But my favorite sport, aside from wrestling, we're gonna put that above and beyond everything, but is football and NASCAR. Those are my two favorite. I catch at least, I go to at least 3 to 4 NASCAR races a year.
So, like, how loud is that? You need earplugs for that?
Yeah, if you're a pussy, yeah.
Hey, man, I go to loud concerts. I think I could handle a NASCAR race.
It is very loud. Actually, the first race I ever went to, I've been a fan since I'm a little kid. But the first actual race that I just got in a car and drove to was Talladega down in Alabama, and I didn't know what to expect. I went with a cousin of mine, and I was just sitting there. It was the night before the actual race.
Yo, Julian, your mic's being shitty.
Huh?
You're echoing, my friend.
He's calling you out, Jules.
Okay.
So
you're-
anyway, I
Yeah, you're
I
good.
went to the track early, or the day before to watch them practice, and I had no idea what to expect. And when it was just a single car. When that thing came around, I almost fell out of my seat.
Yeah.
Really, really loud.
Yeah, I want to go to like a NASCAR or UFC. That's on my bucket list.
Do it, man. It'll change your perspective. I know it's not super popular in New York, but it will definitely change your perspective on NASCAR and everything that kind of goes into it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'll definitely get around to it, man. But UFC, I think that's first. I don't know who's there. I was a McGregor guy, and then I was a Ronda guy, and then McGregor did something stupid, and then Ronda went to WWE. Who do they got? Is McGregor still there?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean they
Yeah.
got Joe Rogan. That's
Yeah.
that's my guy.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
I know Joe Rogan from Fear Factor. I don't know what you're talking about.
The Joe Rogan podcast.
I
That's
know
pretty
Joe
good.
Rogan from the podcast.
And Fear
Joe
Factor
Rogan's
too.
podcast is awesome.
Hey, you like comedy too?
You know what? I don't find him funny. I find him interesting, like on his podcast, but I don't find any of his stand-up funny.
Do you like stand up though?
I love stand-up.
New York
My wife
comedians,
and
hit
I-
me with it. If I think
My-
I'll give you some. Yeah.
My two favorite comedians,
Oh, yeah.
my absolute two favorite comedians are Jim Gaffigan
Okay.
and Chris D'Elia. Those are my two
Oh
favorites.
fuck yeah! I heard of Chris D'Elia. He was on that Netflix show.
Yeah. He just had a special. I think that his special might still be on
Yeah.
Netflix. His more recent one.
I'm about to list a bunch. So I got Sebastian Maniscalco.
Very funny. He might be my third. That might be my top three.
Bert Kreischer.
I don't know who he is.
Tom Segura.
Tom Segura's funny. Is that shirtless homeboy?
No, that's Bert. That's
That's Bert.
Yeah,
right.
that's
okay,
Bert.
So
Bert's
I just
shirtless.
didn't know his name, but they're both Bert and Tom Segura. They're both heavy set guys, right?
Oh,
Both
yeah.
fat dude. Okay, yeah. So I know who both of them are.
what else did I watch? Middle Ditch and Schwartz. They had improv. They do improv.
No, I'm not familiar with them. Do you
Um,
guys like? He's dead now, but Mitch Hedberg,
Yes. Oh my
Dude is-
god.
dude,
Yeah.
one-liner king. Guy's great.
How about Steve Harvey? He did good stand up.
He was all right. You know, he was a little before my time. Before I was too young to kind of understand what he was talking about. You know, but I think Kevin Hart is amazing.
Oh yeah, man. Mark Normand. He's NYC.
There was a comedian who just put out a special, the Tennessee Kid. What's his name? It's on Netflix. I forget his name. Very, very funny dude though. I watched the whole special. Very funny.
Do you watch like all the Netflix stand up stuff?
When I can. I'm not huge into like new television. So like my wife will catch new shows and series and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I hang out. I watch reruns of Seinfeld all day, or I'll watch American Dad, and like it's just dumb shit that makes you stupider or more stupid. That's what I'm into. You know, I'm into
The
anything like that. I don't like The Office.
Office. What?
I'm not an Office fan. I know. A lot of people are like, "What do you mean?" But then I'm also like, "Fuck that." I'm not really into it. You know?
Hey, that's okay. Man. Yeah, it's definitely it's weird. Definitely. I'm trying to.
They
find
have funny moments. You know,
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
see people will put up, memes or gifs of them or whatever, and it's like funny moments. But I wouldn't invest in watching it. Always Sunny is hilarious.
Yes.
Dave Chappelle. That's
Dave
another.
Chappelle's great.
Pete
Chappelle's really good.
Davidson. Yeah, he's got.
Pete
his moments.
Davidson. Pete Davidson's cool. Yeah, he's like so depressing. You know.
Yeah, Bill Burr is another good one.
Bill Burr. I'm not a fan of his now.
No?
He's like over the top, like aggressive, and like I like. I mean, I know Chris D'Elia is crazy and he says wild shit sometimes,
Oh,
but
yeah.
like he's not like, I don't know. He doesn't force these jokes on you.
Yeah, Jim Gaffigan. He's the clean one, right? He doesn't do any shit like
No,
that.
he doesn't curse, but he is hilarious, man. He's like I don't know. He uses like subtle, just like he's a wise ass, you know, like really, really, really funny shit.
John
Yeah.
Mulaney.
John Mulaney's good.
Yeah.
John Mulaney's okay.
Well, no, we're
I got a bunch of stand up right here. I'm on Netflix right now.
Yeah,
Is there anyone-
for me, wait, what?
No, keep going. I'm looking through.
Well, for me, my comedy taste is like very weird. Like, I like a lot of like British comedians, like United Kingdom comedians.
Ricky
Okay.
Gervais. I probably said his last
Oh,
name.
Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, he's kind of a douche. Not gonna lie, but we won't talk about that.
Dude, his Golden Globes performance
Oh
is
man,
hilarious.
great stuff.
He didn't give a shit, and I loved it. For me, like with English comedians, like there, a bunch of you probably don't know, like Jimmy Carr, Russell Howard.
Oh, I know Russell
Jimmy
Howard.
Carr. Yeah, I know Jimmy Carr for sure. Russell Brand.
Oh, Russell Brand. That's the one.
Russell Brand's hilarious. There's another comedian, Russell Howard, who's also funny. Frankie Boyle, he's a bit much, but he's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And then as other comedians, like I guess, like I'm a big improv. I like Whose Line Is It Anyway? So like Wayne Brady, Colin Mockery, all those guys.
Yeah.
I like Gabriel Iglesias.
Oh,
I like.
fuck yeah.
Not gonna lie, I do enjoy some Jeff Dunham, but
Who does it, man? He's
yeah,
hilarious.
Jeff Foxworthy. I love Bill Engvall. Is one of my favorite comedians.
Bill Engvall. Yeah, he's an old head.
Yeah.
No. Hey boys, I have a puppy to tend to here. He's getting kind of restless.
Hey, man, that's all good. Hey, just
Totally hate to cut you guys off. I very, very, very much appreciate you guys keeping me in mind for this. It's very cool.
do your outro real quick, man. If you need to hop out of here, just do an outro real quick. Plug whatever you want, and then we'll do ours. Thank you. It's all good, dude.
Yeah, man, for sure. Well, again, thank you guys
man.
at Tuck the Chin. Is it Tuck the Chin
Tuck
or
Your
Tuck
Chin.
Tuck
Chin.
Your Chin podcast. This was fun, man. I wish you guys nothing but the best. I mean, I know you guys are an upstart, but just, keep plugging away at the guests. Make sure, it sounds like the Dan Moff episode is something you want to highlight, and really, really plug.
Yeah, man.
So that's just a suggestion from me. But yeah, and anyone who has listened, thank you for listening this far. You know pretty much everything about me now. If you would be so kind to go check out the new Backstreet Boy one-man boy band Eric James t-shirt at prowrestlingtees.com/Eric James and support these boys right here. Mike, Julian, really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, see you soon, man. I'll see you around, man, whenever Cap comes around.
Yeah, man. Once the world gets back to normal, I'm sure I'll see you guys around.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you could go tend your puppy, man.
Thanks, man. Jules, stay off the weed.
Shut up.
Later, guys.
Yeah, peace out.
Later, man.
Julian, you want to do yours next, man? You can go for it.
Actually, I kind of want to end the episode if you don't mind, but
Yeah.
go on ahead. You go on it. I want to hear you do it.
Oh, well, no, I'll do the blah. Thank you.
No.
Oh, you
Yeah.
want to do my outro first?
I want you to do your outro first, and then I go.
Oh, well, thank you guys for watching these amazing episode of Tuck Your Chin podcast. Sorry that we cut short, but man, personal things come first. Thank you, Mr. Eric James, for coming on this podcast. This man is amazing. If you're living under a rock and you don't know who Eric James is, I will put his Instagram in the description below. Follow him, DM him, talk about Backstreet Boys or whatever the hell you want to talk with him about. And don't forget to tuck your chin, guys. And like, comment, subscribe. Julian, we're gonna end it off on a strong note.
Okay. All right. Before I get to my outro, I just want to say we should probably title this episode "Backstreet's Back" with
Eric James.
Eric James.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess all that's really left to do is say thank you very much for listening to the Tuck Your Chin podcast for this long. Eric James, you're the fucking man. Thank you so much for talking with us, and also for calling me and thank you very much for calling me a stoner. And by thank you, I mean go fuck yourself.
Love you, Eric James.
Yeah, you're awesome. Just I'm not a weed guy. But anyway, subscribe to the Tuck Your Chin podcast. Go follow us on Instagram. Go follow the Moshcast and subscribe to that.
And follow Eric James.
Huh?
And follow Eric James. You forgot to
that too.
Yep.
That too. Yeah, I have to remember our guests. Also, I cannot wait for you guys to see the Dan Moff. Fuck. Yeah, that episode's gonna be fucking cool. And yeah, also,
first video episode.
Huh?
Money in the Bank. Oh, that's gonna be up before.
And coming soon. We're gonna have our Money in the Bank predictions podcast, which is this Saturday? Question mark.
Yes, but this is gonna be up after it, so we already did it. We're gonna do another results one after this one goes up. So both are gonna be video episodes. We'll be screen recording right from Zoom, and hopefully everything works out. If we fuck up, we'll just edit it.
Hell yeah, man. And also, go follow this other account we're trying to get it big. It is the Mike Ship Spam account. I have to plug it, man.
Of course.
I mean, that's our thing, dude. We can't just get away from our thing.
I mean, you could say it from now on.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. Thank you so much for listening. And as always, I have got to do it. Thank you.